your clinic here in South Mumbai, what are the basic eye problems that do they have? I mean, not just diabetics, but overall, what kind of diabetic?
See, if you see from the childhood, in childhood, the children will primarily come for glasses. They would not see well, in school, or they'll not be able to identify people from distance. So they come primarily for refractive error, as we call technically, or chashma ka number, in the childhood.
Okay.
And also many times they come for this allergic redness of the eye and other things.
Okay.
Young patients usually come for chashma ka number or refractive error, as we call, and sometimes they get hurt, or they have some foreign body in the eye, or some dust going in the eye.
Okay.
Many of them get epidemic conjunctivitis, meaning a lot of people in society has conjunctivitis.
But that's seasonal, or is it?
Usually it's seasonal, that's right. Okay. Elderly patients usually come for diminished vision. It's because of either reading glasses they need. Sometimes it's because of cataract, sometimes it's because of glaucoma, or we call high intraocular pressure, or in common sense it's called kala pani or jhamar, So, and
in terms of percentages, how many people would actually come for glaucoma?
Probably not more than 5%.
What's 5% is the basic?
Means I would say little on the higher side, because we would try to catch them early and be suspicious in many patients, because glaucoma, again, if not treated in time, may lead to irreversible loss of vision,
So it can even lead to blindness.
True. So it's better to catch them early.
Okay. And usually the symptom of glaucoma is the colorful rings around the lights?
That what we are talking is, what we call narrow angle glaucoma.
Okay.
Now what does that mean is that suppose you are traveling from here to Andheri and Western Express Highway is blocked.
Okay.
There's some major thing going on and Western Express Highway is blocked, so you have to go to Andheri by SV road,
Okay.
So that being a narrow road with a lot of traffic there, will again become blocked and the traffic movement will be slow. So in a glaucoma where the structure of eye is narrow, what we call narrow angle, when the pupil dilates, say you are in dark light or some reasons the pupil dilates, the passage becomes blocked and your pressure rises suddenly. And suddenly means you are fine, say at 4 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock at night you have suddenly redness in the eye and pain and vomiting, and suddenly you feel your vision has gone down by 50-60%. So that is what we call glaucoma crisis or narrow angle glaucoma. Majority of patients have open angle glaucoma wherein such crises do not occur. So they would have gradual loss of vision. They may not find easy to cross the roads, at night. They may have problem in climbing the staircase or climbing down that staircase. They may need a lot of changes of glasses, and later on their clarity of vision goes down. So this is open angle glaucoma, which is also very common.
Okay. Now what I am asking you is because most of our questions are based on the emails that we get from both our magazine readers as well as the website. Now we often get to know, get people asking us, when you have colorful rings around the lights, what actually does this signify, and what is the problem?
Right. Technically, what you said, you are seeing colorful halos or rings.
Yes.
That we call halos of the light.
Okay.
Now that occurs primarily whenever there is swelling in the cornea. Okay. Now what do I mean by cornea? Suppose if I am looking at my watch and I say its time is now 8 o'clock and 35 p.m. That means I am looking at the clocks in my watch, but when I want to touch them, I would not be able to touch because there's a transparent glass in front of it. Because it's transparent, I can see what is inside.
Okay.
So similarly, the color of eye, what we see is because of the iris, or it's like the clock in the wristwatch,
Okay.
But there's a transparent layer in front that is called cornea.
Okay.
Now, whenever there is swelling in this cornea, you see colored halos. So usual cause is glaucoma, acute glaucoma, or as I told you, narrow angle glaucoma, wherein the pressure rises fast,
Okay.
But sometimes you see these colored rings even if you have conjunctivitis and spots on the cornea, what we call keratitis.
Okay.
So any patient who has this colored rings should always get his eyes examined and rule out certain things,
In case of diabetics, especially, if there is retinopathy and which is untreated, can that also lead to glaucoma?
Diabetes and diabetic retinopathy patients have more chances of glaucoma. Just as we Indians have more chances of heart disease compared to Americans. Though an average American will be built and obese and overweight, an average Indian would be much less compared to it, but genetically we are predisposed to heart diseases. So similarly, diabetics have more chances of developing glaucoma, but per se it is not directly related. Only in certain stages of diabetic retinopathy, which is advanced diabetic eye retina disease, if I have to simplify it, there is something called neovascular glaucoma, but that is a minority of
would mean
that.
The new blood vessels.
New vessels in the retina, and these new vessels also grow on the iris. That is the front part, as I told you, which gives the color of the eye, and that causes glaucoma. But that would be a minuscule of patient,
in percentage terms.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell us in terms of eye problems, patients coming to you, how many are diabetic and what kind of diabetes related problems do they have?
See, I'll tell you an interesting story that since my practice is primarily retina related, we would see all patients' retina irrespective of their complaints. Means say 999 of 1000 patients I examine, I would have seen the retina in detail. Children who have insulin dependent diabetes or type 1 diabetes up to puberty, they usually don't get any retina affection. It's usually after puberty that retina problem may start, and many times they have florid retinopathy, say especially for proliferative diabetic retinopathy. They do not have much of macular involvement initially, so many times these patients, when we operate, they recover much better vision than the elderly patients because their macula is relatively unaffected. Elderly onset diabetics, say after 20 years of diabetes, practically all will have some affection of retina. Understood? Or after 15 years, all will have some affection of retina. The vision impairment may be on only 20-25% of patients because of either macular involvement or what we call proliferative diabetic retinopathy.
Can you quickly tell us what is macular and what is proliferative?
Right. Now see, retina, as we discussed, is the most important part of the eye. Now if this is the eyeball what you are looking at, this is the cornea, and if I have to open this ball to show you retina, then if you see here, this is the lens, and this is the back part of the eye, what we call retina. Now in this retina, if you see, there is an optic nerve here, and this portion is the macula here. Now this is what we call general retina. Now let's understand what is the function of macula, what is the function of optic nerve, and what is the function of general retina. Now optic nerve, if you see, is the nerve which takes the image from the retina to the brain. As I told you, it's the brain which reads the image. So optic nerve connects the eye to the brain and takes the image. Now macula is that portion which gives you clarity of vision or sharpness of vision or color vision, as we call it. So if you have a problem with your macula in retina, your sharpness of vision goes or your clarity of vision goes. General retina is useful for field of vision. That means when I am crossing the road or when I am climbing down staircase, I am not moving my head to see, but things fall in my field of vision. So general retina is for field of vision. So diabetes either affects macula. If macula is affected, then your vision is lost or diminished. So what we call diabetic maculopathy or diabetic macular edema.
And we also have one email which talks about tunnel vision because he's diabetic. Why would that happen?
No, tunnel vision will not occur because of diabetes per se. Tunnel vision is like as if you are looking through a binocular, or as if you are looking through a tunnel. That means your field of vision is gone. Your side vision is cut off. and your only straight vision is there. That means macula is reasonably healthy. Now this occurs mainly in retinitis pigmentosa, which is a night blindness condition, which is by birth it occurs but manifests after 10 years of life, or in advanced glaucoma patient.
Okay, but that's got not much to do with diabetes.
Not directly related to diabetic retinopathy. But usually diabetes and cataract, we always would suggest surgery when diabetes is under control, because otherwise these patients are likely to get infection in the eye, and it may be criminal to operate a patient with uncontrolled diabetes for cataract because it's an elective surgery, you know.
Okay.
If patient has diabetes and also retina problem and also has cataract, then I think that is a little tricky situation wherein one has to decide how much is the cataract responsible for vision loss and how much is retina affection responsible for vision loss. If you're primarily retina affection responsible for vision loss, my feeling would be that you treat for retina first rather than cataract. But if cataract is a primary cause, then it's better to treat. Okay, cataract. I think I would like my listeners to be cautious that if your relatives or your close ones or you are suffering from diabetes and are advised cataract surgery, make sure that somebody looks into your retina before cataract operation, because otherwise it can come as a big surprise after the cataract operation, no? So make sure that your eye doctor whom you are approaching has seen your retina properly or has referred you to somebody who is a retina specialist to look into the retina.
Especially in case of cataract.
In case of cataract and going for cataract surgery. See, basically if you ask me, I've been practicing retina now for last 28 years. I'm into retina practice. I started my training in 1988, you know.
Okay.
So maybe 25 years now, sorry.
Okay.
Now I have seen a drastic change in the result what we are getting today and what was 25 years back. Now this is primarily because of the surgical techniques which have improved drastically. Our understanding of the disease process has improved drastically, that we know what is happening and what is the next step to happen.
Okay.
If we say intervene at point A, what are the changes likely to reverse? In last 5 years we have availability of injection like Avastin, Lucentis, which has also made drastic changes in the outcomes, you know. So I think on the whole, if you ask me what was scenario 20 years back, it's much better now. The only problem is that now number of patients of diabetics have quadrupled compared to what was 25 years back. So that is what is worrying, that people, if you see in India, are still lethargic and lazy to act on their health, you know.
Absolutely. And a few days ago there was a report which said that India will have the biggest problem of
diabetics.
Not exercising. Diabetes
Correct,
anyway.
correct.
But the point is, the number of, and there is an alarming rise in obese children in Europe.
True.
That is also another part of the story.
And same is going to be in India too.
Same is going to be in India too. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us.
Thank you, sir. It has been very good. Thank you.